What's up, guys? It's Chris Chavez here with Android. Shut your face. So now today we're going to be taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy Note. You guys may remember I did an initial impressions video where I kind of just briefly talked over the phone, just kind of showed you guys it and let you guys know that a review was coming. Well, today is that special day and we're going to take a look at the Note. We're going to cover it from every angle. Now the funny thing is that whenever somebody posts anything about the Note, whether it's a review or they're talking about it, there's always seems to be two factions of people just arguing with each other. Now you have one camp that says the phone is too big for any human, and then you have the other side where people think the phone is just right for them. So when you're dealing with is something too big or too small for you, that's kind of just like a subjective argument. I mean, it's going to be different for everyone. Personally, I mean, I like my women about like 7 feet tall, maybe like 250 pounds with like a little bit of scruff on them, but I mean, that's just me. If you like something different, that is not wrong. That's okay for you. But everyone seems to have their opinions. I have mine on the phone. There are a few things that I believe that you can kind of use to like create an objective opinion on whether or not the phone is too big. So we're going to cover all that and more, and hopefully by the end of this review you'll be able to decide if the Samsung Galaxy Note is a buy for you. So just sit back, grab your pretty lady clothes, and check out my review of the Samsung Galaxy Note. Alright, so here we are, boys and girls. This is the AT&T Samsung Galaxy Note. Just going over some of the hardware real quick. This phone has got a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon processor, which is actually a little bit different than the international version, which has Samsung's Exynos. There's a couple different reasons for that, and one of them I've been hearing is just mainly because the phone works, or that processor, the Snapdragon works better on AT&T's 4G LTE, and this phone definitely does have the LTEs. Going along the front of the device, this is a 5.3-inch Super AMOLED display. This is not an AMOLED Plus like the Galaxy S2 phones, so this one does have a pen tile arrangement, which means you will get a little bit of checkerboarding and stuff, but it's not going to be visible seeing how the resolution is so high. Resolution on the phone is 1280 by 800, which is pretty much 720p, a little bit above 720p. Going along the outside of the device, you have the standard micro USB/MHL port. So that can also be used to display video out on a TV. And on the top you have a 3.5mm headphone jack. You have a little microphone thingamajigger there. Microphone thingamajigger here. So one's noise canceling, which is cool. Oh, on the back you have an 8-megapixel camera and a little LED flash. And on the front you have a 2-megapixel camera. And you have a little sensors here. One thing that I didn't like was the fact that there is no LED, so you won't get LED notifications on this bad boy. Just kind of, I guess, cutting corners where they can. The speaker here is actually super duper loud and really clear, because I don't know if it's the size of the phone, maybe they use the bigger speaker, but it's a lot clearer and you don't get the distortion at the higher levels. On my Galaxy S2 on Sprint, I can't even put it to full bars because you can hear the speaker. It sounds like it's going to blow out or something, I don't even know. Let's go ahead and open up the phone. You have a micro SD card slot there, and you have a big ol' honkin' 2500 milliamp battery. That is pretty substantial, given the fact that the phone's so huge. So I mean, I guess they're trying to make up for that, and then the fact that they're using 4G LTE on the device. They don't want it to die on you, and die on you it won't, but we'll cover that a little bit later. Okay, so let's just talk really quick about the size of the phone. Now, it does have this huge 5.3-inch screen, and while I'm not going to go ahead and say like this phone is too big for everybody or too small for everybody or whatever, size is kind of more of a subjective thing. I kind of just wanted to talk a little bit objectively on some things that you can kind of just take a look at, or what I use to judge whether or not a phone is too big. And that's, one, can it be pocketed? Yeah, this phone can fit in just about any pocket. I'll go ahead and cut to a brief demonstration of that now. Sliding into my little skinny jeans. Oh, my belly showing. It's embarrassing. fits snugly, only shows a little bit. I don't think that's really the issue. It's like how much the phone shows. That would be acceptable, that could be acceptable, but yeah, fits right in. It's thin, not a big deal. Let's go ahead and try the back pocket, huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's try the coat pocket. We have a coat pocket. Pretty simple. We have the front pocket. I guess that's it. So yeah, you can see the phone can be thrown in just about any pocket. Overall, the whole look of the Note, I just feel like it's kind of uninspired and just playing it kind of safe and conservative. Not a big fan of chrome along the sides. That kind of reminds me of a certain other phone. And it's just real smooth, and the back is just got that weird plastic. And since I'm kind of OCD and I wash my hands a lot, I don't leave fingerprints on devices. I don't know if you noticed. This weird backing is like a super slick, slippery, so I'm like always slipping it and dropping it and flipping it and stuff. So I don't know what's going on with it, but it's really difficult to hold, and I want to make sure I have a good grip on it, and it's kind of weird. But even this little camera area, it just looks kind of boring and stuff. I like the whole thing on the Galaxy S2. Like this one, you can see has this nice little shiny, and sticks out, and it says 8 megapixels, and it just seems a little bit cooler. And a little bit weird thing on the Note is that it doesn't have a hump, and I actually always thought I hated the hump on a Galaxy S2 phones, or like the original Galaxy phones, or just Samsung phones in general, but I actually kind of miss it. I think it would just kind of break up the fact that there's just this huge plain area in the back, and a little hump would just kind of give it some personality. I don't know, just my thoughts. Alright, so the big draw that Samsung's making with the Galaxy Note is the fact that it's got a monstrous screen. And it's got this little guy here, which is the little S Pen. I kind of mentioned that it's like a capacitive stylus, but I guess technically it's not. It's using like a whole different type of technology. Not capacitive, not resistive, but it's definitely not resistive. But it's basically, it mimics your finger. But when you utilize this little function here, it's got a little clicker. If you click, you could do stuff like double tap, and it'll bring up the Memo Note, and then you could draw stuff. Take a note, Chris is dumb. And I mean, okay, that's fine. Clicking the clicker and holding on the screen will take a screenshot no matter which app that you're in. And from here, give it a second. It's going to open up the whole note-taking app that they have here, and you can draw little notes like, see, on Tuesday, it's gonna be sunny. So for whatever reason you need to do that, you can go into app like the maps, and you can, I don't know, draw a circle and say meet me here, and like mail it to somebody or picture message it or something. So kind of a cool little stylus. It's neat. It doesn't have any drag, which is kind of weird, so it's very slippery on like the surface. But not clicking the clicker, just acts as your normal finger, and you can just go about doing whatever you would do. Alright, so that brings us to the S Memo. Now this is Samsung's specialty app that goes right along with the S Pen. And this application here allows you to do all kinds of stuff with notes. You can just type them out the regular way, you can draw them, you can write pictures, you can save your little clipboard stuff of screenshots here. And you can organize them in folders, you can organize them in stacks. There's tons and tons of options here. But you can see here, like I have a to-do list, and then I have stacks on top of that, and I can check out like what's going on, and they're organized according to date. My shopping list, just a few little items that I need next time I run to Walmart: duct tape, zip tie, shovel, small hatchet, that sort of thing. Now, just going a little more into the S Pen app, since I did get a couple requests for that. People wanted to see what is all about, like the whole S Memo and all that. So clicking here will allow you to add an extra note, and you can add pages by clicking down there. Clicking this, you have a bunch of different tips that you can use. Just a tip. Right there. Yeah. Kind of difficult because you kind of don't want to press your finger, like the side of your hand there, and you just got to kind of draw or write, and it's just, I don't know, I'm going to try to do it, but I'm not expecting much success. Hey, Fandroids. You can see I kind of write like a third grader in a way. Drawing, let's go ahead and draw a picture since... Hey guys, it's me, self-portrait. You can, there's a little pan button to pan around and zoom out. Right here you can add a picture, take a picture, clip art, clipboard, map, and you can also record a message. So let's record something. Hey Fandroid, this is my review. What's going on, guys? Yeah. And then play it back for yourself later. Okay, yeah. So cool if you're into taking notes and if you're in classes and if you're in business meetings and stuff. So I kind of get the whole appeal of it. Me personally, I kind of just use my phone for texting, jotting a quick note, just using my little fingamajiggers, and I'm already kind of big on Evernote, so I just use Evernote for everything. But Samsung is definitely pushing the S Pen and pushing their whole software. They've actually released the API for the S Pen, and they want developers to kind of incorporate it into some of their apps or whatever they're releasing later in the Android market. So kind of like how some games that come out are Xperia Play optimized, you're probably going to see some apps that come out in the market that say S Pen optimized for people that have the Galaxy Note. So again, the stylus is cool. I really haven't found myself using it much. Just kind of sheathed it and just left it, set it and forget it. I'm not really big on writing and drawing stuff on there. I'm kind of old school, but I guess it's cool for people that want to use it. All right, moving along to battery life. The battery life has been absolutely amazing on this phone. You can see here I haven't charged it since, I don't even know, sometime yesterday, and for some reason Baseball 2012 keeps running in the background and taking up stuff. I gotta uninstall that. Anyways, 21 hours, 26 minutes, and 54 seconds, and I'm still got a little bit of juice left. And that's on AT&T with 2 bars in my home. And that's pretty much what I've been noticing. That's been that way for the past 4 or 5 days now. It's just, I always get about a full 24 hours of battery life, and that is absolutely amazing. So if battery life is a concern on this phone, it shouldn't be. It's going to last a very, very long time, even though it has a huge bright display that's going to be doing all kinds of stuff. So yeah, battery life, awesome. Where I did find the phone lacking a little bit was in performance. I didn't think I would notice it very much with the 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon. I didn't think it would be that much better than the Exynos. And I don't know if that has to do with the fact that this has a 720p screen and say like my Galaxy S2 only has an 800 by 480. Not really sure what the reason is. It could be the processor. It could be the fact that there's more pixels on the screen. I think it has to do a little bit of both. I did notice certain things like opening apps, there would be like a 1 or 2 second delay. Opening web pages and stuff, there would sometimes just be a little bit slower than if I was using it on my Galaxy S2. And I don't know, it kind of bugged me, but it was actually noticeable. Another thing I did kind of notice about the hardware was that the screen sensitivity is kind of weird. I kind of, a lot of times, you see that? You see that? Like I can get pretty quick. I can get pretty quick on this, like on the keys, you know. I've always been known to be quick on the keys. And it's like sometimes it just doesn't even register screen swipes, or like when I'm trying to pull down a notification bar, or even when I'm swiping on swipe, sometimes it'll just stop recognizing it and just jump, and it thinks I'm trying to type in a whole nother word, and it just kind of bothers me. So screen sensitivity was kind of weird on this. Not really too sure why, if it's a hardware, software thing, but that's something I noticed. There is a little bit of bloatware that is included on it. You have a couple of apps. I guess that's AT&T featured apps, AT&T Nav, AT&T something, AT&T code barcode thinger. You have a messaging app that just accumulates all your apps into one. AT&T family checker, so you can keep tabs on your girlfriend or your kids if you have them. My AT&T takes you to your My AT&T account, and then here's one of the AT&T widgets. Other stuff included is the Yellow Pages app that's already preloaded on there. Amazon Kindle, this game called Crayon Physics, which is kind of cool, and then you have Quick Kick Light. Not too bad, and I guess that's pretty much to be expected from a carrier phone. Alright, so now going over a little more of the software side of things. Gingerbread does feel just kind of a bit weird on something with the 720p screen. You basically get the same feeling that you do when you, I don't know if you ever play with the HTC Flyer, which was like a 7-inch tablet, but that was running Gingerbread, and it just feels weird when you have something with such a high resolution display and it's still running Gingerbread. It just doesn't really fit right. Samsung and AT&T did mention that they will be updating this to Ice Cream Sandwich, so I don't know if that will make things a little bit better later on, but again, I just feel like Gingerbread is a little bit weird on here. Okay, so my verdict on the phone is it's a solid phone. I mean, it's pretty cool, nice little device. It's thin, it's like sexy, it's solid, it has a good weight to it. Battery life is awesome. Call quality was great. Performance was pretty impressive as well. I mean, there's really not much to not like about the phone. All the stuff that I've kind of mentioned that I didn't like, those are just kind of being a little nitpicky, but if you're like an Android enthusiast and a hardcore phoner, then I mean, those are kind of things that you might want to consider. But overall, I think it's a really good phone. Phone size-wise, it's pocketable. You can use it with one hand doing most stuff, but generally speaking, you're probably going to want to have two hands on it to do things. And if that doesn't really bother you, then, I mean, by all means, I think go for it. Like, this would be a definite instant buy. I personally had a problem trying to, I guess, just operate it with one hand. I do a lot of, like, eating and operating my phone with another hand and, like, doing stuff with this one, like playing a guitar or something, and I'm, like, playing with my phone. Like, you know, I'm a multitasker, what can I say? But it's just kind of weird that there's a whole quadrant of the phone that you just can't access. Like if I want to turn off Wi-Fi right now and I'm using this hand, it's not going off. There's no way I can turn off Wi-Fi. Like it's just not, unless I do this, and if I'm walking, drop it, break it, phone's dead. Thanks a lot. But that's just me. If you have two hands, I guess you could just do it and do what you got to do. But for me, I just think it's kind of strange and weird, and it just doesn't really feel right. I think it's a little too big for one-handed use, and I guess that's what kind of bothers me. People are always asking, can a phone fit in one hand? Like, can the phone fit in your hand? Like, yeah, I mean, you can fit this in your hand. I can fit, like, a cantaloupe in my hand. I can fit this vase in my hand right now, like, and just hold it. But can it be operated and wielded properly, utilizing all the functions with one hand? Definitely not. Just like the medieval claymore, which is like this huge two-handed sword. You have to use two hands in order to wield it correctly and hack off body parts and stuff. Trying to use it with one hand like Conan, I mean, I guess you could, but it's a two-handed sword. It's best used with two hands, and that's what the Note is. It's definitely a two-handed phone. Now, my general opinion of it is that I really wish it had a whole tablet OS. I think if it had a tablet OS, this phone would have just been awesome. And if Samsung just pushed it as, instead of the world's biggest phone, which kind of seems like a turnoff to some people, not everybody wants to hear the world's biggest phone. But if you said the world's smallest tablet, now that's kind of, I feel like, perking up a few people's ears, and they're gonna like start listening and say, "Oh, okay." And it's got a stylus. It's a little tiny tablet. Look, Mom, and it could fit in my pocket, and I can take it wear it and do all kinds of crazy cool stuff and make calls with it. I think that would be really, really cool, and I think maybe that's kind of what Samsung should have done. Just my opinion. I haven't really heard anyone really talking about that, but I really do think it would have been better marketed as a small tablet instead of a big phone. So that's just my humble opinion on the Samsung Galaxy Note. Thank you guys for watching my little review video. If you have any questions or anything else you guys want to talk about or address, feel free to leave some, I guess, your comments in the comments section, whether you're watching this on YouTube or on the site. I appreciate you guys for watching this review, and I will see you next time.